Hello everybody, welcome to a Rise of Nations video. Today I will be explaining how to play the game. Now, before we start this video, first of all, Rise of Nations is a game on Roblox which you can play. And, yeah, and it's pretty fun, so this is the tutorial on how to play it. So first thing you're gonna want to do is to start by playing a country. You don't have to play like matter of fact, I recommend you don't play a strong country the second you start, like Japan. I'm just doing that because it's easier to explain how to play when you're a large country and you have all these materials and you're already rich. So yeah, so let's just explain everything. This is everything you need to know about Rise of Nations. Let's begin. Let's begin by explaining outgoing aid. I guess we'll start there. So outgoing aid is basically when you are sending supplies to countries. So let's say I want to help South Korea because they are my ally. What I could do is I could send them manpower, and I would select monthly, and I would send them the aid. So that would mean they would constantly be getting support from me every single month. That's how it would work. And how did I do that? You just click the country, click their flag, and you click send aid. And there's also a ton of other stuff you can do while you're here. You can view trades. You can view their cities, which is like this. And that's pretty self-explanatory. You can fund rebels, but it costs a ton of money, especially depending on how big the country is. You could send them aid. I already went over that. You could justify a war goal, which is conquest, subjugate, and liberation. Which, okay, someone sent me an alliance, which is random, I guess. Okay, so yes, we are access buddies. Yes. Sorry, he just sent me access buddies. That's a World War II reference if you're American. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, you can justify a war goal. Depending on your ideology, justifications can take longer because Japan is a democracy in the game. Liberation wars take much shorter, and because, well, they're a democracy. For some reason, Taiwan declared war on South Korea, and that's what the war is for. Truce shows countries that they just fought, and they are not fighting anymore, so they can't constantly declare war the second the war ends. Subjects are puppet states. You can make a puppet by it doesn't say for this one, weirdly. I don't know why. It would say like make puppet state or whatever, something like that. In a war, that is, I don't even know what that is actually. I think it's because oh, that's what it is. You can't make a puppet state when someone's in a war, which is what South Korea is in, so you can't do it. You can form an alliance with them, which is as simple as forming a military alliance, which means you can send troops into their country without them getting hurt, and you guys are basically buddies. Declare war. You can only declare war if you finish a justification. That's how that works. So if I wanted to justify a liberation war, I would need to wait for that liberation war to end, and which will happen in like 2 seconds because of my country. Yeah, look. So in diplomatic actions, you can see war justifications, and it shows you how long it takes. When it's done, it should just disappear, and it will tell you. So now you could declare war on a country. So that's how you declare wars, stuff like that. I went through a page. I'm gonna turn off that. Okay, so we're gonna do peace treaties now. Alright, annex cities. I can't annex any cities right now because you have to invade the country that you want to take, which currently I'm not going to do. Now you could use your military that you make to invade a country, which I guess is what I'm gonna do. Okay, I have a plan. So let's get down to some tactics here. I guess since we're in a war now. Alright, so what you can do if you're fighting an island nation, like with 2 islands, you could put your troops on one island, which will cause like the enemy to send their troops down to the island. But well, if they try to navally land it, but you have troops on there that are dug in, then you could win the battle like with a huge. Oh yeah, and since we're there, entrenchment basically shows so it shows the amount of entrenchment your troops have. Entrenchment is like defensive. So if you're waiting for an army to come to you, then you would need that boost right there. So yeah, that's how that works. We're gonna send our other army right here. Let's see who wins the battle. We're not entrenched at all, strangely. I don't know why that happens. I guess it's that. I think that's just a glitch. I'm not sure why that happens. I don't think I'm gonna win this battle because of that. But I could be. Look how much casualties they're taking. Ukraine strangely sends me an alliance. If you see stuff happening like around here, you should always investigate it. Yeah, that's... Whoa. Okay, I'm not helping against Russia right now. Okay, so that's how that works. Yeah, I think we could win this battle. I don't know fully, though. Okay, yeah. We're probably not gonna win this, but they're gonna basically not have an army after this. Okay, so... Oh, okay, so... The South Koreans just became a player, I think. I think they did. Because they just got an army out of nowhere. That's weird. Unless, yeah, I can make armies now, which I'm not sure. Oh, they won! Okay, yes. Alright, so the battle is won. So, anyway, back to infantry. So, yeah, entrenchment really counts when you're facing, especially a defensive war. Okay. Now, this stuff right here, this is experience. Experience is really important to having a professional army. Depending on how much experience you have, if you have no experience, which can come from having a bad doctrine, like, that's generals, which is a doctrine which you can do in military, like mass attack, that would not be good. Okay. Because that would make your troops like really inexperienced. Like start from scratch. Okay. So what I'm going to do right now is occupy their capital, which ruins stability. And you can train your troops by just clicking this, or you could right click that and select winter, arid, or jungle training, which is very good, very good if you want to fight wars on terrain. So like if I went in the middle of China, like right here, it's arid, so that means if I had arid training, then that would really help. And you can also see the biomes that you're fighting in by clicking biomes and map modes. It can also show you a ton of materials, which will be important later. It can also show you political map is just what you start with, so it's not really that important. Diplomatic relations is basically who you're allied with. So I formed an alliance with Italy. That means right here they are my ally, so they're blue, and if we're at war or something, then we're red. Yeah, look, Taiwan, same deal. Factions is just if there's like someone makes a faction, which you can do by going to country. Oh yeah, you gotta press E to like access everything. Just press that button. Yeah, my stability is really bad. So yeah, I guess we're gonna have to do some stability work now. So how do you do that? You go to economy. So what you immediately should do, no matter what, is set your government spending to high. It's going to be very important later on. So, yeah. People are doing formables, stuff like that. Oh my god, okay. Well, now we're at war with China. That wasn't supposed to happen, okay. I'm sure we can still do this. Just need some grinding to be done. Okay. Alright, we're gonna auto capture South Korea. I just did that by doing this. I clicked my unit, I just dragged it around like wherever I want. Then you press shift, you hold shift, and then you just click wherever you want your troops to spread out. And then you click form line. And you could also do you could do auto merge, which is if I had this off. Then if I put like all my troops like back into here, then they would not merge. Split them in half is pretty obvious. You just click that and the division goes from 80 to 40. Because this one, oh wait, it's 100. Never mind. Okay, or 90. I'm not sure. You could click halt. So if they were like moving, I could just click halt to make them stop. Sometimes you need to spam it though. I don't know why. Reject that stupid trade offer. We're gonna get to trade soon. You could disband. That would make you completely delete the entire army. And you could auto capture, which is like you just click a button and you capture what you want to take. That's how that works. Okay. Since I'm at war with China, I'm going to intervene by sending troops through North Korea into China. Yeah. So that's troops. Moving on, let's do all these diplomatic actions. We did treaties already, so yeah. This shows you your number of military right here in the corner. This shows you your manpower over here. And if you like hover over it, it can give you more detailed of how much manpower you're increasing. You use manpower by you click a city, you click units, and you can click whatever you can make. So in the start, you can only make infantry, anti-aircraft, artillery, destroyers. I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't think you can make battleships because you need steel. Same deal with aircraft carriers. You can do submarine, but while you're doing this, you have to watch your oil. This is where resource and trades comes in. You need to be very mindful of this. Yeah, so and let's get into factories too. So to make a factory, you need to make. So let's say I want to make an electronics factory. I need 2 units of gold and 2 units of copper. So to get that gold and copper, I need to buy it, export it, unless you can make it yourself. So if I want 2 units of gold, I can just buy it from another country. Okay, so now I can make 2 electronics factories. Boom, boom. Oh wait, no, I can only make 1, but whatever. I can only make 1 there. Sorry guys, I thought I was buying 2. Alright, so yeah, troops have trouble depending on how large the city is you take. Oh yeah, and if you use this thing, you can select your an amount of your army. That's how that works. Okay, moving on, we just explained how manpower works and some troops. So yeah, anyway, so since we're here, you need a certain amount of resources, like steel or aircraft, something like aircraft parts, or steel and motor parts to make tanks and stuff like that. So that's why you see people like in game, like if you've played this game before, like they have factories in cities right here, like China does. So that's how that works. Okay, so I'm gonna auto capture the Chinese. Okay, so now that I have my factories being built, oh yeah, and to get steel and stuff, you're gonna have to. So just to see what you need, you just go to click a city, go to buildings, see what you need. If I need 3.5 units of phosphate, I buy it so I can build the factories. And when you buy it, I suggest getting 4 units. Like just get an extra unit of what you need when you're building a factory, just so that way if like they stop trading, you can. Okay, the Chinese are doing stuff. Now I'm just gonna wipe peace. I can't deal with this right now. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly get this over with. Annex cities, please. Oh god, they declined it. Okay. Oh, it's a liberation war, so I can't annex them. Okay, moving on. Yeah, so I got my factories built. It takes a while. Now you can sell, especially with electronics, you need to sell electronics. So let's say I want to get a ton of money real quick. This is good, but I'm a democracy, so this doesn't really matter, so I'm already a billionaire. But this will matter if you're a non-aligned small country. So let's say I would sell 4 units to Thailand, and I'd get a ton of money. You can only sell a certain amount of stuff to a country. That's just how that works. Yeah. Or they'll decline it because they can't afford it. City overview, it just tells you how much cities are earning. Obviously, since I'm Japan, my top city is Tokyo. Moving on, technology. This is important. Since I will admit, I'm on a Chromebook right now. I'm not gonna lie. So on Chromebook, if you want to buy Chromebook, don't, because you can't play any games. Yeah, I can't move in the focus tree. But if you do, first thing you want to do is completely max out all your research slots. That's just something you have to do. Because it makes you earn research faster, so you can get a ton of research stuff. And research stuff, like let's go to tanks. If you research tank stuff, it makes your tanks more powerful against enemies. If you research an economic, it makes your economy huge. If you research equipment, like this, it makes you get more resources, which is good for your economy, again, which is why it's economic. And that's how that works. Treasury just shows you how much money it has. Population shows how much people are in your country. Economic laws, yeah, we should upgrade research spending if you want more money. Taxation, I heavily recommend you keep it on maximum only when you're like really desperate for money. Like that's the only time like when you can do it, because like it completely ruins stability if you make taxes super high. Because look, if I put it on maximum, base stability minus 25, base stability minus 10 for high taxes, and if I keep them low, stability increases. Alright, moving on there. Diplomacy. I already went through all this stuff here. You can go to view your own country, and it shows you your allies and stuff like that. I'm at war with China right now, and I have a truce with Ukraine, stuff like that. Military. So let's say I want a general. Okay, this guy's not that good, but I'm still going to use him anyway for an example. So I would make a military leader, then I would make a group. Let's say this is the defense army. I would assign this general with an uncreated military group. Oh, there it is. And it just appeared in my military groups on the bottom right if you didn't notice already. So yeah, I would just assign the military general here. And the thing about these generals is that you can see they give buffs to your troops. How do you assign them to your units? So you click your units, you click assign group, and you click defensive army. That's how that works. And if you don't do all these steps, you're not going to have a military general assigned to your armies. You can change your doctrine. These basically just help you with certain things. And ongoing wars just tells you about things that are going on in the world, conflicts. So if I search a little bit, I'm sure you can find the Chinese-Taiwanese annexation war. Yeah. Okay, so that's military. We did technology. Economy, we did that. We went over trades. We went over economic laws. Diplomacy, we did that. We're done. Alright, so country. This is probably one of the most important slides for two simple reasons: ideology and policies. Ideologies can help you change your ideology, obviously, and if you want to go nationalist or fascist, that would help you if you want to justify wars quicker so you can go to wars. If you wanted to become a democracy, that would give you like a ton of extra money. Since I'm Japan, obviously I'm super rich because of that, but it also has a ton of downsides. If I wanted to go communist, it's basically just a combination of the two, except tax income is down, but you can always change that by going to policies, and certain ideologies give certain things. So since I'm a democracy, first thing you should get if you're a democracy is tax reform, and I personally do this, you don't have to, but improve infrastructure. If you're communist, like this ideology right here, the first thing you should do once you get that is enforce party loyal. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. My bad. Don't do that. It's forced labor for distance, because it gives plus 15 tax income, plus 40 factory output, and plus 50 resource output. Alright, so yeah, that's these two. Modifiers just explain things that you get from things here. So sooner or later I'm going to get a modifier that asks me about if I want to build a statue. If I got the statue, I said yes, and I paid all the money, which is very expensive, by the way. I don't suggest doing that early game. It will give you a modifier which will give you some buffs, but if your stability is really bad, there's a chance that you could get like rebellions and stuff, so there would be a modifier like insurgency. Alright, rankings just explains the country rankings, obviously. USA is obviously number 1. Since I'm Japan, I'm number 5, and I am a democracy, so yeah. Usually, if you're not the best player, you could play like a poor country, like I don't know, one of these guys over here, like Switzerland, something like that. Yeah. So factions. I already explained them. You can find them somewhere. Yeah. And okay, so let's go here. Military groups. That explains the army you have and where it's assigned. So if I click the defensive army, that would give me the troops that I have stationed here. Moving on, if I went, let's say here, it would show to trades. It would show me what I'm selling, what I'm buying. That's what that does. And if you go to resources, it shows you the resources you're making. Oil is probably one of the most important resources. You could buy titanium and stuff to build more factories. I already explained that. And factories allow you to make more military stuff, and if you sell electronics or civilian parts or whatever they're called, I don't know, civilian factories parts, then you could get a ton of money. Map modes just explain, like I said, biomes. Like over here is the desert. Yeah, and you got your jungle and Arctic, stuff like that. Just a ton of modern geography. You could go to terrain, which explains if something's mountainous or not. So if I went to, let's say, Italy, you would see that there's a ton of mountains. This is the Alps, and yeah, they're kind of helpful. So yeah. And it's harder for troops to move through them, but they're good for defense. Like if you have troops stationed, let's say here, and let's say the Indians try to invade, but your troops are entrenched in the mountains, then they will get demolished by your defenders. Because obviously mountainous is harder for troops to walk on, and they're good for defense. That's how it works. Alright. Political just shows the map, you know, like your country, where you are, stuff like that. Ideology shows, so since North Korea is communist, they become communist, so that's red. Over here you have socialism, and blue you have democracy, and I think it's a lighter shade of blue if they're just not a democracy, they're let's say liberalism. Yeah, that's what it is. It's just a little bit of a lighter shade of blue. That's how you can tell what political ideologies they are. Factions, it just shows like if there's a faction, it'd be a certain color, and all the members of the faction would be that color. Diplomatic would just be your allies. I already explained this, I think. So since me and China are at war right now, yeah, it's not looking too good for them right now. So yeah, they're red because we're at war, and blue is my allies, obviously. Okay. And diplomatic actions are like justifying wars and things like that, funding rebels, stuff like that. Yeah. Alright, moving on. We have military groups. Okay. Things right here like technology available, that just explains it's just telling you that you can research things. If you have low stability, there will be something there that will tell you about it. And yeah, so this is basically the complete guide of how to play Rise of Nations. Use this information, do whatever you can, but I have a lot of work to do because I have a China to invade. Anyway, thank you for watching. Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay, we pieced. I didn't realize. Whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.